Hi, it's Jessie from Peach Manifesto, and I picked up 2 packages today from Egoista. They're trial kits, and I did get the tube gel, and this video is the gel. So you do get 6 pots of gel. There was Elegant Rose, now Tender Rose, Crystal Pink, Extreme White, Sunset, and Classic Clear. You also get the rubber top coat and some files and buffers. I believe there's 6 files and 3 buffers, both 100, 180, which I thought was like a lot of files to include in this kind of starter kit. I thought that was really nice. This is everything all together. As you can see, the pots are pretty big. It says that they're 15 mils or 1.06 ounce, which I'm not sure on if that's really correct, because I thought 15 mils was half an ounce, but I'm not sure if that's weight or fluid, so like I'm not the best at that kind of thing, so I don't want to say for sure or not. One of my complaints would be the foil topping. I hate this kind of packaging, but I mean lots of gel companies do it. It's not unusual at all, to be fair. They're just not my favorite. And this is the Crystal Pink, which is more of like a sheer pink. And just to kind of show you the viscosity, it's very self-leveling. It's kind of like the runnier style gel, which is my favorite. So I'm really excited to try these. And this is Elegant Rose. And it is actually more of a more beautiful pink in person. I feel like it kind of looks a bit orangey in this one, but it's not. It's a very beautiful cover pink in person. And I kind of just wanted to show you, like, the pots aren't really as deep as they look. That's me just kind of like sticking in my spatula, and so the bottoms are a little bit deeper, and that's pretty normal too. In the gel world, lots of the pots are really big and you only get like a little bit of product in them, so that's fairly normal. And this is Tender Rose, and I'm just taking a scoop up from the bottom and just showing you the viscosity on all of these. Is just that really nice self-level consistency. I will be showing you swatches of all of these builder gels in this video as well, and I'm planning on doing another video with a wear test as well, just because I've heard that these are like a one-step. You don't need a bonder, but you do need a primer, and then you're supposed to be able to bond and build with these, and obviously with the beautiful colors that they are, just wear them as is. This color is Sunset, and this is another one of the sheer ones. It's kind of like a milky pink tone. I think it's really good. I like this kind of style for building extensions, especially if you're not doing like a glass nail or something, just because then you can kind of see where you're building. That's one problem I always find with when I'm building longer extensions with clear, is sometimes you can kind of mess up the shape a bit. Now this white, I struggled getting this lid off. It was filled right to the top, which is awesome that there was like a ton of product in there. But it was a bit of a mess to get this lid off, which is like one of the other reasons why I hate those foil toppers that are kind of like glued over the whole thing, and don't have like a peel tab. This white is super bright white, which I mean is called Extreme White, so it lives up to its name for sure. And I will be doing some comparisons in this video as well with some brands that I have been currently using, or just kind of just have on hand. And this is the Classic Clear. It is very clear, obviously. There's not much to say about a clear, right? but I do plan on doing a wear test as well, and I felt like the clear wasn't as full as the other ones, but I mean, honestly, you're getting a ton of product for a great price and with all these gels, so I'm not complaining. I just, like, compared to some of the other ones, I felt like were a little bit more full. So I don't know if it is on the weight or if it is on, yeah, so I'm not sure what to say about that, but like it's still a ton of product, so I'm really happy with what I paid for and the amount of product that I got. And this is the top coat, the rubber top coat, and it is a more runny consistency as well. I do prefer a little bit of a thicker top coat, but I've heard a ton of good stuff about it, so I'm excited to try it. These are all the colors together. And so I thought I would do some comparisons. So this is my bigger jar, the 45-gram jar of my Accents brand that I normally use in the Enhance. And it does say that it is 1.6 ounces as well. And this obviously has been used. It's usually a lot more full. But as you can see, I do like a runny gel that self-levels very quickly. And I will show you kind of the comparison side by side of the clears, and yeah, they really do have that same really runny, self-leveling consistency. Now, I don't know if the other clear has a blue tinge to it or not, but a lot of the ones that are LED do have that blue tinge to it because of the photo initiators can make it yellow, so that's how it dries super clear. So this is the only cover pink that I have on hand currently, which is the Accents Warm Pink, and it is not a self-leveling consistency. As you can see, all the little scoops I've made out of it are still there from whenever I've made them. But I do like the color, and I do use it quite a bit. And obviously the colors aren't really that comparable, but I thought I would just kind of show you the difference between some of the things that I already have in case you had something similar. So this is comparing Fusion SL White, which is self-leveling, with the Extreme White by Egoista. And the Fusion White does self-level, but it is like a much slower self-level than the Egoista, as you can see here. The Fusion one is kind of my go-to white for Frenches, in that it is a really nice build. You can build it thickly, and it's very strong. I really like it. I have tried a ton of white builders in the past, and I haven't liked as many as I like the SL White from Fusion. And so as you can see, the Fusion White is just kind of starting to self-level, and the Extreme White self-leveled really fast. So another one that I thought I would show you, I like never use this anymore. This is the Nail Couture Princess Pink, which actually it even looks a bit more gray in person than it does on camera here. And it is quite self-leveling as well, but I found it was a bit too rigid of a product, and it would often, my clients that had more flexible nails, it would just like pop off of them. So I know that's one of the reasons I don't use it. It worked fine on me. I have very strong nails, so it wasn't a problem. And this is just comparing it to the Egoista, and they both really do self-level quite nicely. But one thing that I thought was actually really interesting, though, is when I kind of give you an up-close view of them both, you can see that the Egoista, you can't tell where I've pulled it up. The color just blends seamlessly. And where with the Nail Couture, you can see the lines of where it was pulled. So there's like, I don't know if that's like color separation or what. But anyway, on to the swatches. This is Crystal Pink. Like I said, it's very sheer. I'm just going to go in with a really thin coat, and then I didn't have my white background set up for this one, but the rest I do, so I apologize for this little bit of filming. And then I'm just going to go in with like a thicker amount, like what you would normally use to build a nail up, just to kind of show you the pink that you're going to get on the nail. And these did float very nicely. They kind of stayed where you put them while self-leveling, so I thought that was really nice. And as you can see, it's like a really pretty pink, nice and sheer, just like the name says, crystal pink. And so this is Elegant Rose. And again, just going in with kind of like a thinner first coat. And as you can see, even with that thin first coat, you are getting quite a bit of coverage, which is really nice. I do like that in a cover pink. And yeah, and then just building it up a little bit thicker like you would for your nails and extensions, just to kind of give you the true color of what it's going to look like for you. And like I said, this one does kind of look a little orange in the pot, but as you can see, it is not orange on the swatch stick. It is a very beautiful pink. And then Tender Rose, again, doing my same technique of doing the thin coat first and then going in with the thicker coat. And I feel like Tender Rose was slightly more sheer on that thin coat, but I'm really excited to use these two cover pinks, as I don't have anything that is a self-leveling cover pink like the Egoistas. So I'm pretty excited to try these out. And again, just a really beautiful cover pink. And this is Sunset. Again, like I said, it is a sheer. When I go in with this first sheer, like thin coat, it is so sheer you can barely tell I've put anything on there. It just kind of looks a bit cloudy. And when you build it up a little bit, it's just extra cloudy. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to find a use for this. I don't think I would use it to like enhance a nail bed or anything like that, but it definitely has its use for sure. And this is the Extreme White. So going in with my first thin coat, I realized that this was super, super pigmented. So I basically kind of did like a floaty, like thin coat. So like not as thick as the other ones for sure, but not as thin as the first coats as the other ones I was doing either. And I decided to swatch the Crystal Clear just to see like what it looked like spread out, and it looks very clear. Alright, and because I'm going to be super honest with you, I want to go back to this white. I did have a little issue with it. It is a little off color from what you see in the pot, but that's nothing serious. My main problem was that, as you can see those little chips off to the side, the first swatch stick I did, the color actually just popped right off the swatch stick, which none of the other builder gels in this line did that. As you can see, it's very, very flexible. I just did a thin coat, and part of the problem is that it didn't cure. Even though I double kind of cured it, I flipped it around, and as you can see, it doesn't quite have that strength you'd want to see in a builder gel. So I would more consider this as like a color and more of like a paint on, and you should probably do thin coats, which is not my favorite style of white, which is why I do like the SL white from Fusion. That's just my opinion. There's tons of whites that are like that on the market. So just to be fair, like it's pretty standard and lots of companies are like that. It's just my opinion that I don't like that style of white. And these are the colors all together, just to kind of show you the ones that are sheer, the ones that are cover. As you can see, like they're very beautiful, and I can't wait to show you the wear test and the tube gel next. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.